Behave yourselves. I'm just joking. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna wait just a second, see if anybody pops in. Come on. How funny would that be if there literally nobody showed up? Oh my gosh. Thursday noon is oh, there's somebody here. Hello, whoever that is. Okay. Sweet. Alright, my friends, so look at the packed porch today. We have Batman. Oh, that's me. I was already thinking ahead in my head into my trusted sidekick over here, Robin. So then I said Batman and I'm like, oh wait, that's me. So Batman, Robin. We have Alex, we have Mary, we have Mirko, and we have Jared on a sunny spot at the back of the porch. So I don't know how we have managed to pack all of these people onto this tiny porch, but we have. If you are so little 50-50 lunch break here, half low, half in, as we usually do. Going forward, starting next week, the Tuesday 50-50 is no longer. Because I'll be in the studio teaching, but every other class remains the same. Saturday is being moved to 9 a.m. from 11. So I will either see you on a live stream or at camp or somewhere on the street, maybe, or in public. Alright, as far as playlists, let's do... Let's not do the camp one for 50-50. Let's do... Say again? No? Anybody? Oh, yo, you haven't started yet?
I wasn't able to hear you. I'm just going to play the song.
Oh, you're not really?
Unless I put it over there, no one's going to be like, following you to class.
You don't think so?
I think I can hear you from all over.
Oh, yeah. Because my phone, I'm usually there. The sound is actually, I mean, they have to put it up a little bit, but surprisingly, the sound of the phone is very good. I think Mirko would have to attest to that, yes. And Alex. Robin has never done my live stream.
She'd actually hear that.
She has missed one. Well, she has
I did
missed
do one because the
the
inside candlelight.
Yeah, the Saturday
Yeah.
candlelight she missed, but then she missed one other Thursday because of your mom.
Yeah, that's when I was.
dear.
That's when you were with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was.
No.
That was on a Saturday.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, where was I at that Saturday? Well,
I don't
anyway,
know what day it is right now. Yeah.
not that okay, not that that matters.
Really? Yeah.
Alright, the playlist that I am gonna start personally, you guys can follow if you follow me on Spotify. It's the 3/7, March 7th. It's called Sensitive. I'm gonna start with that, and I'm gonna start with the second song that's called Misty Morning. So if you feel like, if you did not catch that, one more time. 3/7, 2020. The playlist is called Sensitive, and I'm gonna start with the second song called Misty Morning, and the music starts now. Alright, my friends. Oh, this makes me so happy. This is like the most people I have taught in like 10 weeks. I don't even know what's the preparation for Saturday. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need the practice. Find your sit bones, settle in, take a moment. Notice what it is like practice with other humans. I'm sure you also haven't done too much of that lately. And then adding the outside element to all of that is certainly always a positive for me anyway. Tuning into your body, check in how you're arriving, what are you feeling where. If there's any tension, tightness, try to soften at first. Oh, this is so. Can we do this every week, please? We don't even have to stream it. You just guys can show up. Big breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top. Sip a little more. Out of your mouth. Release. Nothing like bunch of people breathing together. Big breath in again. Hold it at the top. Sip a little more. Out of your mouth. Let it go. Seal your lips. Find your ujjayi. Constrict the back of your throat. Even inhale, even exhale. Keep checking in with your body. Keep noticing where you are. Gently bring some movement to the shoulders. Roll the shoulders up and back. Drop the head off to your right first and pause there. Breathe into the left side of your neck. Feel the heaviness of the head pushing in towards your shoulder. You did not change the position through your hips. You're evenly seated through both sits bones. Another breath into the neck. Back up, inhale through the center. Slowly, mindfully let the weight of the head bring your left cheek towards your left shoulder. Pause there, breathing into the right side. The right shoulder feels nice and heavy, open through the collarbones. Gentle engagement through the midsection, pull the belly in as you're sitting here. Notice if you're leaning a little too far forward, and if you do, align your shoulders over your hip line. Back into the center, inhale, drop the chin into the chest, exhale. And while you're not rounding, you're simply letting the head drop, the collarbones remain open, the shoulders remain soft. The belly remains engaged. Notice if you're holding your tension through your inner thighs, or if you're lifting your knees up towards each other, can you soften through there? Inhale brings you back up. Perhaps lift the gaze a little bit. However much the neck allows. Maybe stretch the jaw forward, stretching through the front side of your throat. Back into neutral. Find your way onto your hands and knees. Oh, this is so good. I'm so happy right now. Drop the belly down. Stay there. And notice I tend to approach the 50-50 warm-up a little differently than in your regular flow. So the warm-up is more of in the yin fashion, then we flow and then we jump right back to yin. So little longer holds through the beginning before we get into the flow. Chin into the chest round, push the mat away. Make sure the full circle of the palm is connected to the mat. Maybe the knuckles bend. You dig the mat with the fingertips. Maybe you get a little bit of a white knuckles. And notice if you can shift the weight slightly forward. Straightening the elbows, eyes of the elbows roll forward, head hangs heavy. Beautiful, drop the belly down. One more time. The gaze lifts a little bit. Maybe you stretch the front of your throat again, but notice if you can maintain the openness through the collarbones. So the shoulder blades are coming in towards each other, but you're broad open through the front of your chest. Belly just hangs. And then one more time, chin into the chest, bring it in, round. Finding a neutral again, so flat through the back, crown of the head reaches forward. Again, push the mat away, but stay broad through the chest. Take your right foot out and extend it to a hip height. Push back through the heel. Hold it right there. Notice if the low back kind of sunk down. Pull the belly in and up against the spine, slightly inflating the space at the low back. Fire up your right glute. Keep pushing through the right heel. Another breath here. Take your right foot off to the left side of your mat. Look over your left shoulder. And then maybe push a little into the right side of your rib cage, into your right hip. Just a little lengthening. Extending your right heel back. Bring your knee to nose. Keep your toes dragging in towards the mat so the nails are on the mat. And then now shift your weight back, stretching the front of your foot. Beautiful. Back into neutral. Release the knee. Drop your belly down just for one breath. Exhale, round, chin into the chest. Finding a neutral again. Crown of the head reaches forward, strong through the arms. Take your left heel back. Push through the heel. Draw the left hip down. The hips are in neutral, square to the mat. The left glute is nice and tight. You're pushing the mat slightly up and away. Protraction through the shoulder blades while you maintaining broadness through the collarbones. Crown of the head still reaching forward. Gaze is down. Feel the lengthening between your left heel all the way through your spine, crown of the head. Take your left foot to the right edge of your mat. Look over your right shoulder. And then push a little bit into the left side of the rib cage. Watch out for the left arm dropping into your left shoulder and then left elbow. So kind of find as neutral space between your arms as you can. Left heel picks it up again, extend it long. Bring your knee to nose, round, forehead to knee. Keep your toes untucked so top of the foot is on the mat, and shift your way back in over your knees. Stretching the top of your foot and your toes. The breeze is like magic here, you guys. I'm telling you. Back over, shoulders over the wrist. Slide the left knee back down. Drop the belly down again. And round. Push the mat away. Finding a neutral, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Shift the weight into the legs. Play here for a moment. Pedal out the feet. Find your downward dog. Just notice where you are, what needs to happen, whether stillness or whether movement. You follow where your body leads. Eventually finding a little bit of a stillness, if you will. Long through the arms, really protract the shoulders. Push the shoulders away from your hands and round the armpits slightly forward towards each other. Hollow out the belly. Heavy through the legs. Inhale here. Exhale out of your mouth. One more just like that. Inhale. Out of your mouth. Let it go. Round forward, chin into the chest, high on the tippy toes through high hips, high upper back. Find your way to plank. Inhale here. Knees or not, lower half or all the way down, up to you. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing. Shift your hips back again. Again, high on the tippy toes, start rounding. Find your way all the way to plank. Shoulders over the wrists, drop the hips enough. Another breath here. Inhale, lower halfway down, or all the way, or find your knees. Inhale, heart comes through. Roll over your feet, downward facing dog. Last one, high on the tippy toes, chin into the chest. Take your time, round, super high. Plank, inhale here. Half or all the way down. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing. High on the tippy toes, bend your knees, look where you're going. Step or float front of your space. Half a lift, flat back, crawl the crown of the head up. Exhale, fold. One more just like that, half a lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. All the way up, slowly through, knees bend, arms hang heavy. Coming all the way up to standing, roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale as you roll. One more. Inhale, roll the shoulders. Exhale, find groundiness through the feet. Inhale, arms rise over your head. Exhale, forward fold. Half a lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale through your back bend. Roll over your feet, downward facing dog. Shift your weight into the heels. High on the tippy toes, inhale. Take your time, knees bend, look where you're going. Step or float, front of your space. Halfway lift, crawl your chest up. Exhale, release. Keeping your arms down, roll all the way up. And as you do the big shoulder loop again. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let it drop down to your side. Release the hands. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Great breathing, you guys. Plant your hands, step or float, chaturanga mid-plank. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing, tippy toes, high inhale. Exhale, knees bend, look where you're going. Step or float. Halfway up, right there. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Stay for exhale. Another breath in here. Forward fold is your release. Halfway lift, flat back, crawl your chest up, plant your hands, step or float, chaturanga, mid-plank. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing. Right leg lift, up and back, long. Stay here. Pull the right heel up and away from your hip. Lengthen from the right pinky all the way into the right toe through your right side. One more breath here. Step your right foot all the way in between your hands. Left heel goes down. Warrior one. Rise. Stay for exhale. Pressure outer edge of your left foot. Another inhale. Arms go down. Frame the foot. Three-legged plank. The right leg extends back to a hover. Hold right there. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale brings you to side plank. Right arm comes up. Open sideways. Supported side plank or however you want to go about it. Right arm finds the mat, top of your plank. Shift forward, elbows in, exhale, halfway down. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing. Left leg lift, up and back, long, stay. The chest stays square to the mat. You're pushing up and away from your hands. Lengthen from your left pinky all the way into your left toe. Another breath here. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, your right heel goes down. Warrior one, rise. Stay for exhale, pressure outer edge of your right foot, another breath in. Arms go down, frame the foot. Three-legged plank, extend your left heel back and hold, hover. Pull the navel up against the spine as if through your low back into the sky. Inhale, open up, side plank to your left. Breath. Left arm finds the mat, close the hips, top of your plank. Inhale here. Forward, elbows in, lower halfway down. Inhale through your back bend. Roll over your feet, downward facing dog. High on the tippy toes, knees bend. Look where you're going, step or float. Halfway lift, crawl your chest up. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Stay for exhale. Another inhale, soften through the toes. Exhale, forward fold is your release. Halfway lift, telescope the ribs. Crown of the head reaches forward. Plant your hands, step or float. Chaturanga mid-plank. Inhale through your back bend. Heart comes through, shoulders back and down. Roll over your feet, downward facing. Right leg lifts, up and back, long, pull it back. Step your right foot all the way in, your left heel goes down. Warrior one, rise, inhale. Arms go down, frame the foot straight to side plank. Right leg scooches back. If you want to swing it behind your left, that's totally fine. Right arm finds the mat, top of your plank. Forward, elbows in, lower halfway down. Inhale through your up dog. Always feel free to find your knees, please. Roll over your feet, downward facing. Left leg lift, up and back long. Step your left foot all the way in, your right heel goes down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, arms go down, frame the foot. Side plank right away, off to your left side. Pause for a breath. Left arm finds the mat, top of your plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing. High on the tippy toes, knees bend. Look where you're going, step or float. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, release, stay. If your feet are together, separate them a little bit. One fist or two fists, or maybe even a hip width. And then you're hanging here just for a moment, or if you want to grab opposite elbows behind your knees, you can totally do that. If you want to wiggle out a little bit, finding a little extra space through the waistline, you can do that. Hollow out the belly. Trying to close the space between your thighs and your low ribs. If you need to bend your knees to do that, please do that. It's still yoga, even if your knees are bent, I promise. It's not about how flexible your hamstrings are at all. I love when people tell me that they can't do yoga because they're not flexible enough. It always makes me laugh. I'm always like, oh, that's cute. That's exactly why you should do it. Because you're not flexible. Oh. Take a breath in. Out of your mouth, let it go. Release the arms if you have them. Slowly round all the way up. Keep the hands hanging again. Maybe even shake them a little bit out of the shoulder socket. Come all the way up back. Roll the shoulders up and back. Inhale, heel together. Out of your mouth, let it go. I only have to do it because there's so many of you. Inhale here. Out of your mouth, let it go. Beautiful. Inhale, arms rise over your head. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, plant your hands. Maybe take a crow if you want to. If not, just step through your vinyasa. Otherwise, just couple breaths here. Oops. In crow, and whenever you're ready, if you're shooting your legs back, you're keeping your upper body exactly where it is without a movement, only the legs move. Coming all the way down, inhale, through your back bend, roll over your feet, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Out of your mouth, let it go. One more breath in. Lengthen through the arms, out of your mouth, let it go. Heavy in the heels. Right leg lifts, up and back. Long. Knee to nose, bring it in. Shoulders move forward over the wrists. Push the mat away. Scoot it back, three-legged dog again. Lengthen from the right pinky to the right toe. Step your right foot all the way in between your hands. Warrior two to rise. Stay for exhale. Sink into your legs, please. Nice and heavy. Fire up your left quad, tail is pulling down. Hug the right hip under. Imagine I'm having my hand on the outer edge of your right thigh and you're gently putting pressure into my hand. Up and over, reverse lift. Into triangle right away, so straighten your right leg, reach your arms, reach, reach, reach. Trikonasana, triangle pose, left arm comes up. Stacking the shoulders over the ankle line, keep hugging the right hip under. Thighs are scissoring towards each other. Left quad is super tight. Pressure big toe out of your right foot. Look down for balance. Right knee bends. Up and over. Reverse again. Lift your right side up to the sky. Extended side angle. Right arm finds the quad. Left arm reaches over your head. Breath cycle in here. Inhale and an exhale. Another inhale. One more time, up and over, only your upper body moving, your legs are deep in where they are. To a Superman pose, arms go over the head, lift your back heel, close your left hip, stay right there. Notice how you want to take off, check in with your belly and your low back. Inhale here, warrior three, airplane arms, shift forward, the left heel comes off the mat, arms go alongside of your body. How did that go, you guys? Well, lucky for you, we're going to do it on the other side too. Right knee bends, control, step back, arms rise, high crescent. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lean in, lengthen again. Exhale, prayer twist off to your right. Breath in and out. Hopefully nobody had a big lunch before they came here. Inhale, back up, arms rise. Arms go down, frame the foot. Right leg steps back, plank or three-legged plank. Shift forward, elbows in, halfway down. Inhale through your back bend. Roll over your feet, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up and back, long, pull it back, knee to nose, bring it in, round, shoulders move over the wrist. High on the back heel, the hips are high. The heel is close to your seat, scooted back, three-legged dog, lengthen. Step your left foot all the way in, warrior two to rise. Inhale. Stay for exhale, up and over, reverse, lift your left side up. Straight to triangle, straighten your left leg, reach, reach, reach. Trikonasana coming down, shoulders stack over the ankle line. Keep hugging the left hip under. Strong through your right quad, thighs scissoring towards each other. Pressure big toe mound of your left foot. Another breath in, look down for balance, left knee bends. Up and over, reverse. Extended side angle, left arm finds the quad or the floor. Right arm reaches over your head. Again, depth through your legs, tail down and under, left hip hugging in nice and tight. Belly inflating the space at your low back. Back to reverse, stay deep in your legs. To a Superman pose, arms reach up over your head. Close your right hip, lift high on the back, a heel. And then notice how hard it is to be here. Right, the left knee directly over your left ankle, right quad super tight. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior three, shift forward. Lean in, right leg becomes light. Beautiful, inhale. Left knee bends, control, step back, arms rise, high crescent. Hands come to heart center, inhale, lengthen, reach in with the crown of the head. Exhale, off to your left. Back up, arms rise, arms go down, frame the foot. Plank or three-legged plank is next. Forward, elbows in, lower halfway down. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing. All right, inhale here. How are you all doing? Good?
Good.
Out of your mouth, let it go. Again, inhale. Out of your mouth, let it go. Pick up the pace just a little bit. Right leg lift, up and back. Knee to nose, bring it in. Scoot it back, three-legged. Right leg steps in, open up, warrior two. Up and over, reverse, lift. Straighten your right leg, arms go to a T. Reach, 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 Trikonasana. Inhale here, lift, tighten it up, exhale here. One more inhale, look down for balance, right knee bends, up and over, reverse. Extended side ankle just for breath, left arm reaches. Back to reverse again, stay deep in your legs. To a Superman pose, arms reach over, left hip closes, inhale here. Airplane arms, warrior three as you take forward and up, reach back. Inhale, right knee bends, control, step back, arms rise, high crescent, strength through the legs. Bring your hands to heart center, inhale, lengthen, exhale, prayer twist, off to your right. Inhale here. And an exhale. Inhale back up, arms rise, active through the fingertips, arms go down, frame the foot. Plank or three-legged plank, forward, elbows in, halfway down, or find your knees. Inhale, back bend, open through the chest, give yourself space here, roll over your feet, downward facing. Inhale here. Out of your mouth, let it go. One more, just like that, last piece of flow, inhale here. Out of your mouth, let it go. Left leg lift, up and back, long. Knee to nose, wrap it in. Scoot it back, three-legged. Step it all the way in. Warrior two, coming up. Up and over, inhale. Arms to a T, straighten your left leg, reach, 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 Trikonasana. Stay for breath, find it. Exhale. Another inhale, look down for balance, left knee bends, up and over, reverse, lift your left side up, extended side angle coming up just for a breath. You just lean in, and you go right back to reverse, up and over. Beautiful. Superman pose, arms active over your head, extension of your spine, inhale. Warrior three, airplane arm, take your time, it's a slow transition. Inhale, left knee bends, control, step back, arms rise, high crescent. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, lengthen, reach through the crown of your head energetically. Exhale to your left. Back up, arms rise. Arms go down, frame the foot. Plank, three-legged or knees. Halfway down. Inhale through your up dog. Roll over your feet, downward facing. Yay! Well, that was the flow part. Good job, you guys. Take a moment here in downward facing. Just kind of notice what that did for you. Yeah, that was good. For Jared and Margot and Mary, full sun exposure. I'm feeling pretty good here in the shade. I got the best spot in the house, that's for sure. Drop down to your knees, you guys. Cross your ankles. Sit your butt behind your legs and bring your legs into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are together, knees are out wide. And then however close you need to have, the closer your feet are to your seat, the more intense the stretch is going to be. So just kind of negotiate that for yourself. Pull the belly in, find the sits bones, lift up through the chest, and we'll start with holding the ankles, and then ideally the elbows are going to plug into the knees. So as you fold forward with the flat-ish quality to your upper back, your elbows are going to push into the knees, and you're just going to gently lean in, and this is where you're going to stay for now. So just notice where that leaves you. Again, the head is an extension of your spine, so crown of your head is reaching diagonally upward, right? Extension of your spine. You're pulling the belly in, again, almost always semi-inflating the low back. You're supporting your low back with your core, always. Wherever you land, really, is totally fine. There's 2 more breaths like this, exactly. Those are Lutz's breath, long breath. All right, inhale here. Exhale, just let go. So chin drops, head drops. You have options. You can come down to your forearms or wherever your arms land, just kind of extend them. But you want to release, right? There's no pull anywhere. So yin practice, a part of that particular yoga practice, allows us to get more into the connective tissue, fascia and myofascia. But it requires time. And that's the really tricky part about yin, the time. Seemingly, it's hard to kind of make, what am I trying to say? It's hard to justify sometimes that type of practice, especially in the beginning if you're not used to doing it. It seems like you're not doing anything. It seems like you're not accomplishing. It seems like you're just kind of sitting there hanging and your mind is going all over the place. Well, that's part of the challenge. The mind game is totally part of the yin challenge. But more importantly, your body is always leaning into a space that is showing up continuously, even though you may not feel it. Over time, though, you will feel it. The space that shows up may be minimal, but it's very, very important. As best as you can, if you can stay tuned into the sensations of your body. Noticing how the back reacts to the rounding, to the heaviness of the head that's pulling. The arms hopefully nice and soft. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. We have a tendency to hold onto certain engagements without even knowing. So you want to keep scanning your body for that. It could be anywhere. It could be in your forearms, could be in your shoulders, it could be in your head and your neck, in your jaw, inner thighs. The knees can be maybe scrunching up a little bit. If you need to back off, but try to find a softness. You're giving your body weight into gravity. And the shape changes the longer you sit there, kind of unfolds in front of you. In Ian, we usually hold anything between 3 to 8 minutes. I generally like to go for the happy medium 5. 3 is not enough sometimes. Even though in the 50-50 I usually opt up for 4 just because I have limited amount of time. But if we're doing a full Ian hour, then we're generally holding for minimum of 5 minutes. Don't know if that helps your brain to justify. But just in case you were wondering, how much longer am I going to be sitting here? Those are the thoughts that you notice, acknowledge, and then you move on. Finish your exhale completely. And as you start drawing a breath in, slowly use your arms to push your upper body slightly up. And then keep using your arms to come all the way to neutral. Shoulders find the way over the hips. And allow sensations to just return to your legs. Just pause here. No wiggling, no nothing. You just find a moment. Pause, if you will. And then slowly the hands help the knees come back in towards each other, soles of the feet find the mat. Pause here as well. And then again, just notice, where do you feel? What do you feel? How are the legs, the hips, the groins, the chest? Beautiful. Now we're gonna zigzag our legs. So our right leg and shin is gonna come forward. Our left leg is gonna come sideways. So this is what we call an awkward pigeon. Everything is kind of parallel or 90 degrees to each other. So the front shin is parallel to the front of your mat. Your right femur is parallel to the right of the mat. Same with the left shin and the left thigh. Inhale here, lift up through the chest. You're gonna go directly forward over your right knee, or maybe slightly south of your right knee. The left sit bone is up and off the mat, and that's totally fine. This is not a pigeon, so not both of your sit bones are down. But just notice what this is like. And then maybe you find full extension, maybe the forehead finds the mat. You guys have blocks in front of each other, so if you need to put your forehead on a block, feel free to grab a block. And again, notice if over time the left knee may have a little bit of a more space to slide a little further out, away from the hip. Just maintain the parallelness of the thigh to the front of your space. And just breathe into your body. Just notice what is happening and where. Pay attention to any internal or external distractions. So whatever the mind, any compulsive thinking that starts happening, watch out for that. Try to maintain your awareness in the body and in the breath. Or maybe some sounds are coming into your space that are distracting you and taking you away from your concentration, so just watch out for that. Again, you're trying to create space around yourself that's, I don't know, soft. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Notice if the left inner thigh is holding any tension, if it's pulling, if you're trying to pull the leg slightly in, if you're supporting yourself, try to let go. Maybe the glute, maybe even the left glute could be picking up some action. Try to relax that as best as you can. A lot of the times you'll notice that you soften something and then you move your awareness into some different body part, and when you go back to the same previous body part, it's actually engaged again. So that's a good practice. You're just going over and over and over through your body, softening repeatedly, leaning into the space that's showing up. Finish your exhale completely. On your inhale, start dragging the hands underneath you so you can use them to support your upper body as you slowly start coming back up. When you come to an upright, pause there before you do anything else. Notice what the right leg is doing, the right thigh, the right inner thigh, and the right hip. And then slowly bring your legs in front of you. So lean in onto your right sits bone, swing your legs right in front of you. Extend them long, keeping them nice and soft. Pause there. So again, no harsh movements. You're always allowing the sensations to trickle back as naturally as possible. Maybe you even tune in into the upper body. Notice what happened through the shoulders and the chest. Beautiful. Inhale here, bend your knees, soles of the feet come onto the mat. Find your way to the other side. So left shin, top of your mat. Left femur parallel to the side of the mat. Right shin parallel to the side mat. Right femur parallel to the front of the mat. So it's like a little zigzag. Adjusting onto the left sits bones. The right sits bone is up and lifted, and make sure that you slide your right knee far enough, right, directly away from your hip. Beautiful. And whenever you're hopefully Jared is not falling off the porch over there. Finding your way down. And then notice two sides of body are very different. So this may be your more tight side. So just kind of acknowledge that and notice that perhaps the left outer hip flexor is feeling a little tighter or better. I don't know, only you know. Stay with the breath, stay with the body. Notice where the discomfort lies. If you need to tap into a little stronger breath, go ahead. Once you overcome whatever it is in front of you, soften the breath again. Try to let it return to its neutral. Gentle, soft breathing. Softening, letting your own body weight pull your body down or weigh your body down. is your perception of time, how much time you've been spending on this side compared to the other side. I assure you it's the same, because I have a timer going. But it's kind of interesting to think about that sometimes. Sometimes it feels like a lot longer or a lot shorter. Finish your exhale completely. On your inhale, start bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders so you can use your arms to push yourself back up, upright. Again, pause there for a moment. Notice what's happening as you take the weight away from the front leg. And then slowly swing the legs back to front. Gentle bend in the knees or soft through the knees. Again, pause there. Notice where you find yourself there. Few breaths exactly as you are. Now do me a favor, all of you, just turn backwards so when we lay down, your heads are actually in the shade. Robin and I have this down, I promise. And then lower all the way down onto your back. Yeah, you made it onto your back. Look at that. Bring the knees into your chest, more so towards the armpits, if you will. Flatten the low back onto the mat, because as you brought the knees in, the low back lifted. So kind of try to push the sacrum a little further down, a little bit of a side to side. It's not fast side to side, it's really just sway. One way, kind of letting the weight, pour into one side and then slowly off to the other side. So it's not your usual hop or flow side to side. Beautiful, back to neutral. Keep your right knee into the chest, extend your left leg out long. And then before you lay it down, really stretch it long. So push through the heel or through the foot, flex or point, or a combination of the two, and then you release the foot down. The left hand finds the right knee. Maybe adjust the upper body slightly off to your left as you guide your right knee over to your left side. And you can keep your right hand just by your side, or you can cactus it, or you can actually put it on the right hip as well. Wherever is fine. Now ideally the right shoulder is heavy and connected to the mat. You broad and wide open through the chest. I like to keep my gaze up because it helps with keeping the chest a little more open, but you're more than welcome to draw your gaze off to your right side. The right leg is nice and heavy. The left hand may be using a little bit of a pull, but as soon as you find the edge of the posture, you soften. And you lean into gravity and you let gravity do its work for you. You're trusting that the work occurs even though you're not really specifically engaging, you're not pushing, you're leaning. And I always say this, I wish I could pack you all on the porch so you could just open your eyes and look into the sky and into the trees. I think that would make the world a little better place, don't you guys think? up, please. Inhale brings your right knee back into the chest very slowly. Again, adjust your upper body. Curl your upper body back into neutral. Give your right knee a little bit of a soft squeeze, nothing strenuous. And then switch the leg. Left knee comes in, right leg extends out to a hover. Hold it there. Really stretch long through the leg. And it's less of an engagement, more of a lengthening, if you will. So really long through, out of the hip, through the legs, into the toes. Drop your right foot down. Your right hand takes the left knee. Curl your upper body slightly further off to your right as you take your right knee over into the right side. Again, the left hand can stay down or on your hip crease or in your waist. Or it can go out wide if you have space. We're negotiating. Left shoulder nice and heavy on the ground. Open through the collarbones. Again, your choice of gaze, either straight up or off to your left. Away from the legs. If you feel any cracking through the spine, that's totally fine. Maybe the hip kind of pulls a little slightly down away from your shoulder, and then you kind of let go. And you stay there, softly letting your body weight do its work. Watch the mind, watch the body sensations, stay with your breath. Notice any distractions. Notice what are you fighting. And you find a little extra softness. Not only in your body, but in your mind as well. It always makes me happy when the AC stops. Finish your exhale. Inhale brings you gently back into neutral. Curl your upper body back into neutral. Left knee gets a little bit of a squeeze. Bring your right knee in as well. Robbie's request, only Robbie, I have 4 blocks and you and I don't have blocks. You guys put the soles of the feet onto the mat. There's a block behind you. So if you reach over your head, yep, grab the block, put it underneath your sacrum, supported bridge. So it's at the, lower than your low back. The block has 3 heights. So choose your height, yep, and kind of find that space and let your hips completely soften into the block. Soften the thighs, release the feet. You want to be soft, right? There's nothing happening anywhere. Beautiful. You can totally straighten your legs if you like. If If that feels like a place you want to go, you go right ahead. I was gonna go there, but you beat me to it. And again, just notice the heaviness of the hips. Weight goes through the block into the ground, gravity doing work for you. I should provide sunscreen also. I provide mosquito repellent. I should add sunscreen to the mix. I'll add that to my next playlist. Alright, seriously. Alright, whenever you're ready, if your legs are extended, maybe you bring them back in so you can put a little weight into your feet, lift the hips up, take the block away. And you have option for Shavasana, either regular Shavasana, extending your legs, or traditional out long, or Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees fall apart. So whatever is more appropriate for you in this moment, make your choice and decision. Take a moment. Again, scan through the body, settle in. Let the body rather settle in. Draw a big inhale in through your nose. Out of your mouth, let it go. One more breath. Big breath in. Full body inhale, head to toe. Out of your mouth, let it go. Couldn't pick a better Shavasana song. And again, if you would allow the next few minutes to integrate the practice, notice what it did or didn't do for you. I happen to believe that you always receive exactly what you need, whether you like it or not. Give yourself the last few minutes to check in, settle in, honor the time on your mat, surrender into gravity. And as usual for Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gonna leave you in Shavasana. You stay as long as you need. If there's a nap in your future and you can take it, go right ahead. Otherwise, I hope that the practice has helped you reset, recenter as you